Okay, and I will close everything which could be making noise, like email, things like that. Closed, yeah. WhatsApp is closed, okay. Hi, Anne-Marie. Finally, you can't hear me? Everybody can hear me? Yeah, yeah. Lex can hear me. So Anne-Marie, something is wrong on your side. Can you hear me? Let me see. Okay. 1 second, guys. I just typed something and she's connecting to audio. Sounds like you can hear me now. Okay, perfect. So I put recording on. Everybody is in for the moment, and otherwise people will be a little bit late, which is perfect. Thank you for your patience for Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie, be welcome here.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Everybody, welcome. We're going to do a little round of wish lists, and then we see how everybody can be helped with that in the healing. It's recorded, it's on a donation base, everybody's free to donate. This is more for other people listening to it because you probably will already understand. My background, I wrote it down in the chat, but it's from Art Soldier 77. And I love that art. So if you, that's what I promised her. If I use it, I will tell that it's there. So Nico, can I start with you because you are on my top list at the moment. Okay. I can change it. I can move you around. But what do you want for today? What a kind of wish?
Honestly, Robert and you and I are friends, brothers. So I just really wanted to connect to you.
Yeah, right? It's okay, but you can still have
like right now I'm getting everything right now, everything that I need. But honestly, yeah, sure. I would like to. Usually it's me asking that on the other side, but absolutely from my brother itself, sharing with all of you here, I would like to feel a little bit more grounded. I just moved from Toronto, the east of Canada, to Victoria, BC, to the west. And I just brought everything here that I own into my new apartment late last night. So I need a lot of putting things away and balancing, and so I can start moving ahead with what I need to do, which is very similar to what Robert does. So I would like, if I may, receive from you and from all that wish to work through you. Nico could use some grounding, some love. Healing.
For what?
Just overall. I slept a few days in my car, so my back,
Physical, yeah.
Physical a little bit. Yeah, I just want to, I need that recalibration within myself. And yeah, and just from this moment moving forward, just trusting.
Already put it there.
Yeah, trusting itself. Just a reminder of you trust Nico, and in anything you do, you will move forward. Just don't allow the doubt or anything that comes in front of you to push you away from the direction of trust.
I got a beautiful mantra for that already. That's
beautiful. And yeah, that would be a wonderful, wonderful gift from my beautiful brother Robert.
Perfect. Thank you. Kooten.
Yeah, for me it's obviously more balance.
Balance. Okay.
Yeah.
And more balance in what way?
In using my energy. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay.
I think for me, it's, I think trust is definitely something, like Nico said, trust in my own strength, my own power, and reconnecting like with source, kind of feeling still a bit disconnected. So reintegrating. I think I'm in an integration process right now. So anything that can support that.
How did you become disconnected from source?
I think I need to say that in a different way because I'm never disconnected.
Okay.
Just that I think integration is that there's a lot that has just been thrown my way, and now I just need assistance placing everything and just integrating, and recalibration maybe is the word.
Okay. Right. Perfect. Thank you. Lex.
There's a lot in me at the moment. I realized actually that what I see now, that the whole crisis where we're in, it's more about communication, that we are in a crisis of communication. The way people treat each other is really very...
Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Yeah. Things you need, your wish list.
And my thing is then that this morning I was dancing, actually, and we were dancing chaos. I do the 5 rhythms. And a lot of anger came up. But the way I handled it was like, oh, it's there. Okay. And, but why be angry almost? There was this question a bit.
Okay.
I don't know how to handle sometimes. But there is a...
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Anne-Marie. AM.
Well said, Robert. You can call me Anna-Marie, I don't mind.
I just programmed myself as AM.
Yeah, AM. I can't see everybody. Is that normal?
No, it's not normal. You can. We have 6 people, so you have to see everybody, but just leave it if it's not.
Oh, okay. I'll just
understand that everything is perfect.
Okay, then. What I would like to do is activate my light language, definitely.
Okay.
If it's meant, I don't know. I've not been trying. I've been just allowing what's going on so that if it's supposed to come forward, it will. It does in some sort of manner, in little ways, like before when I spoke with you, just a little bit of hand movement and a little bit of, if I'm trying to release the shump sounds. But that's pretty much all I get at the moment. And the other thing is when I'm trying to activate and open my chakras, particularly my crown and my third eye, I don't feel it. I don't get any sensations, any heat. Perhaps I'm not supposed to, I understand that, but sometimes when I do sessions with people, they say they've got a sensation of a tingle or a warmth or something, and perhaps that's just not meant to be for me, but I kind of want to feel a bit more so that I have that I'm convinced is the wrong word, but assured. Yeah, okay. that someone's present with me.
Okay. Start off with put your hand on your heart. And keep it for the whole session on your heart, please. And we're going to start by explaining some things, but you can close your eyes already because it's encoded already. And everything is meant to be as it is at the moment. We don't need to compare. We just have to trust. The trust will come and you don't need any proof for that. What we need is just to open up to this overwhelming feeling of trust. And I'm starting with this quote. And a lot of your wishes are accompanied with the, lack is not a real word, but the not 100% trust in that all is well, all is perfectly orchestrated. We are here on specific missions, although we don't always understand them. Maybe we will never understand them, and that's okay as well. Understand that you are direct ascended from the source, that you are directly connected with your higher self, that a whole team of helpers of your higher self is always 24/7, 365 days in a year, willing and able to help you in anything. Shumur ayashiaka, shundur oyash ayanyanya, shuanayaisha tatata. Where this trust is, there is no lack, there is nothing missing. Everything is perfectly orchestrated for everybody. We don't compare because everybody is completely unique. Everybody is of multidimensional powers. We are all directly connected from the source. Therefore, we have these beautiful powers. Shubra aya, shukutram a, shunoya hita ya. And this trust takes a little bit of effort. The effort is that you just open up to it. It's like the lotus flower popping out of the mud. You just have to trust that you are going to the sun. And in this case, we could let you go connected to the central sun. And this being said, we're going to connect you to the photon of the source, the direct part of the source in your heart. And we do that with the first of all, we start with the heart rooms, the 4 rooms of the heart, the physical ones. And we connect them to the photon of source in all time, space, dimensions, infinities. And then we're going to connect the space around the upper space, the lower space, and the space behind the heart. And we connect all these parts of the heart, the 4 rooms and the upper, lower, and back space to each other. And after doing this, we're going to connect every individual cell of your physical body to your photon of the source in your heart. And then we're going to connect every system, all the systems we know, like meridians, lymph systems, all these systems, but also the systems we don't know physically. We're going to connect them all to the photon of the source in all time, space, dimensions, and infinities. And then we're going to connect all these layers, like your energetical layer, your cosmical, your galactical layer, and all these layers we don't even can imagine that they are there. Connect them also to the photon of the source in your heart. And now everything is connected to your photon of the source in your heart. We're going to connect you to your higher self itself and all its team members of helpers. Connected to your photon of the source in your heart. And all these individual helpers will try to communicate clearer and more specific to you, so that you understand how the system of trust is working for you. Now this is done, we're going to connect you to the central sun, to central sun, to the photon of the source in your heart. And all these codes will help you. This makes your life easier. You don't have to think about it, it's just there. Now we're going to connect you to the source, the photon of the source in your heart in all time, space, dimensions, and infinities, to the source directly. And all this is done on the basis of the planet we're living on at this moment. That's planet Gaia, Mother Earth. So we're going to connect you with the center of Mother Earth, the core, and the photon of the source in your heart. So everything is now connected to the photon of the source. And the photon of the source in your heart is the middle, the center of the universe. And to help you understanding this trust system, we're gonna call up all your inner childs of all time, space, dimensions, and infinities. And all these inner childs, we're gonna call up to form a circle around you. The inner child of all time, space, dimensions, and infinities, including the inner child of today. And as gratitude, we're going to connect your photon of the source in your heart with each individual inner child photon of the source in their heart. And all these inner childs form a circle around you. And these inner childs came here to have experiences. And these experiences were accompanied with emotions, but the emotions, they don't need to stuck on you. So we're going to let them go. And the central sun, the source, your higher self and helpers are going to help your inner childs, all your inner childs, to clean, clear, and cleanse you of all these old emotions. And especially all these emotions, patterns, and programs, maybe even implants of doubt of trust. All these old programs of trust, lack. All these programs that we learned in all these years and lives. It's not needed anymore. It can go. It's like a big waterfall of pure light, pure love from the source, falling down on you and washing you and clearing you, including all your inner child. You just have to stand. And it's like a beautiful waterfall in nature. You are happy to stand in this stream of pure light, pure love. So in fact, you are washing all your cells. You're washing all your inner child's cells. But this is a special waterfall that comes 360 degrees all around, in and out. It's almost like being in a beautiful, lovely washing machine. So all these old patterns of lack of trust, of distrust, of feeling uncomfortable to completely trust without proof are moving away, letting go. And you can feel your shoulders getting cleared. All these old patterns falling off your shoulders. And you can feel the connection with your higher self and help. You're not alone. You never are alone. And all your inner childs are never alone. All these emotions of not being heard, seen, felt are moving away and out of your systems. And this definitely will be all helping you and to firmly get into the belief system that everything is perfectly orchestrated. We are all connected to everything. Everything is all connected to us. We are players in this field. So this love connection directly from the source is your direct connection. And this love connection goes from the source to your heart in Mother Earth. This will help you balance, calibrate, understand, believe, feel everything is right. And with this love sensation, all physical disturbances are moving out. All physical imbalances are moving out. All other imbalances are moving out. And from now on, everything getting you out of your grounding, getting you out of your energy balance, getting you out of your own calibration is done by your own choice. All these codes are helping you to realize that everything is perfect, everything is well. Nothing can disturb us from this connection from the higher self, the central sun, source.
You got that?
Okay. So everything is perfect, and the understanding that everything is perfect is helping you to surrender to this trust system. And when you surrender to the trust system, you will understand that this is the only way. Fully trust, completely trust. And to be full of trust, the only thing you have to do is be connected to your heart and be of pure light. So understand that it's coming in layers and layers, and trust us layer every time, a layer lower and deeper. We don't compare, we don't need any thing of the outer world. There's a mantra which I promised to tell you, and the mantra is that every time you feel different than what I'm just learning you, then you can understand that everything is bullshit. Go back into the heart. And this mantra is valid for everybody. Everything is bullshit. Go back into your heart. Every time something is distracting or in another way, taking you out of your energy, remember, it's bullshit. Go back into your heart. Always go back into the inner world of your heart. Emphasis always first on your heart. So this was the first round of this session. I would love to have some feedback. If anybody is already ready for that. Koen?
Yeah, I experienced a few moments of beautiful bliss. A lot of colors, and all the time I see eagles. So that was really great. Yeah. Also, one thing came up because last night I woke up at 3, and I had a lot of how to say, dreams about the past, and I'm doing a lot of traveling in my dreams also. So I think it's quite exhausting, and I don't know if there's a way to to charge the battery more in my sleep instead of doing all those traveling and processing. I think it's but I don't know if that's possible.
You can start to also make decisions in your dreams, because a dream is not something you can you're not in charge there are parts you can make decisions. So you can start trying that. So it's not overcoming you as everything like, oh my God. But at certain moments you can say, oh, I need some, take a break now. Try that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lex.
I was a bit in chaos when when the session was going on, and yeah, it's not an easy thing where I'm in at the moment. And what I'm busy with Bettinho Massaro. He said something beautiful that about negative thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday night I was really bombarded with negative thoughts, especially about my neighbor
Mm-hmm.
who rents out her apartment without telling. And I really had to cut the cords with that. I was feeling that often I'm overwhelmed with some kind of entity or different entities that are really giving me these bad and nasty thoughts.
Mm.
And as soon as I cut it, and I really said to myself, you have to cut this because it goes nowhere, and it's not about being positive or what. No, it's not that, but it's really totally going into dark. Like yesterday evening when I was in bed, I was really overwhelmed by the negativity.
Mm.
It was really hard.
Mm. Okay. So my advice to you is what you're doing is the right thing, I think, cutting and disconnecting with the negativity, and close your eyes, because it's all about knowing that everything is perfectly orchestrated. And this is just seduction or distraction from what is perfect. So it's the saboteur in your system. And we're going to take that program out in all time, space, dimension, and infinity. And open up to all is beautiful. The glass is half full. Start trusting in your heart. All is bullshit around you. It is all happening in your inner world. That's where the truth is.
Okay.
And keep up the faith.
Yeah.
I'm pretty chill.
Sorry?
I'm pretty relaxed. I don't know. I just think, yeah. What I felt like there's like the emotions. I think what just I'm hearing everybody talk about, and it's making me reflect on my own situation, is just like Lex's in particular, like what if from like childhood especially. So there's an inner child that has been told that, you know, like you're too emotional, or like you're not supposed to be emotional in this position, in this situation. We push all of that down. So like when anger comes out like that, it's because eventually you've pushed it down so much and it explodes. So I think just like flow for me, and I just feel like I'm flowing right now, and just that, like, rather than attaching, just like in meditation, a cloud passing by, you just have to let it come through your system, but then you can also let it exit. And that is what I feel like I just clicked, that we just have to, everything is perfect, and that things come up, but we don't have to attach to them. But it's easy to get caught in that, but it's practice. And so we go sometimes away from things to come back to them stronger.
Yeah, and in addition, everything what pops up in this cloud is bullshit. Go back in your heart. So that's a mantra I learned myself a month ago, and it really it's valid. So all these distractions, everything, there's a system around you, the neighbor, of course there you have to cope with it. But as soon as you get emotionally involved, then it's bullshit.
Well, I think there's a difference between being emotional. Like for me, what I'm saying is, yes, I do agree that a lot of it all doesn't, it's irrelevant. But where I'm coming from is that we have to acknowledge that emotion. We have to know that it is what it is, and that it is BS. But let it go. But you still, like, that's about being human. Is about feeling emotions and having these experiences. So ignoring the emotions is not necessarily what I'm saying, but it let it flow, but don't attach yourself to it, because it is bullshit.
What I mean is that you don't get tangled in this.
Yeah.
And of course, if it's already stuck on you, you have to untangle it and let it go.
Yeah.
But if it's just coming into your system, you can recognize it like BS. Let it go. You just let it pass. And most of the things you can feel like in your system, oh my God, and then this is a cloud of big BS. Let it go.
Yeah, right. And I think it's a practice. It's practice.
Yeah.
Because we're so programmed and conditioned to either like ignore it or over attach to it.
Yeah. And then and really start feeling this trust. Even if the only thing you have to do is start understanding that you are part of your higher self, that you never are alone because you are part of your higher self, that the helpers of your higher self can travel in all dimensions and will do anything you need as long as you stay in your heart. Then it's easy for them to help you. And the more you just stay there, the easier it gets. And you don't really have to work for it. You only have to let things don't get into things. So, and that's why I think a lot of meditation works for a lot of people, because then they sit still and you don't get into things. And that's I think that's a big part of it.
And using light language.
And sorry?
Light language helps a lot too.
And light language helps a lot too. And that's 1 second, because there's a discussion there. Light language is helping as if you are there already. If you start opening up to that light language, Lex, then it helps. Kooten can speak from experience, but of course all these things help because they are pure light. So start open a little bit more if possible. And as soon as something like an experience comes around and like this neighbor situation, it's okay. Everything is meant for you at this moment to understand, okay, I don't have to get into this. If somebody around is doing something weird, you don't have to get into it. Just get into your inner world.
Which can be scary and not the habit.
Yeah.
Letting the external dictate what you're experiencing.
But
Lex, I'm almost happy for you that you got angry. In a way that you kind of have to be brought to these extremes to then realize, like, I can sense in your energetic field that it doesn't resonate with you, that anger isn't you, it's something external, which means that you can let it go, you can remove it, you can process it. So yeah.
And one more thing I had to say, because I also started to do some kickboxing and some boxing. And this really helped a few weeks ago. It brought out a lot of anger.
Yeah, then you got a way to release these anger energies, and it helps you to just focus on the right, beautiful energies. So get out the anger, and sometimes, but dancing could be also your way.
Yeah.
Because you're a dancer, so find your own way. For Kooten, kickboxing or boxing is the right way. For anybody has his own ways. So start finding ways to release. If anger gets into your system, release it. Anne is telling you that anger is also an emotion. Just recognize it, let it go through your system and out of your system. Don't get stuck in it. Expression is another way. So if you can tell somebody, okay, this is doing something in my system, so please.
I set my boundaries. Actually, what I did is I wrote a mail setting boundaries.
Yeah, beautiful. And setting boundaries without expectations.
Exactly.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay. Thank you. Oh, Anne-Marie, are you still there? Because if if you have any input, otherwise it will be for next time. No? Okay, so let's do a little extra round. And so keep your eyes closed, hand on the heart, and
Feet together.
feet together or not crossed. And just, I'm gonna really quickly connect you all. And this connection is still valid for everybody, everything in your field. So what I'm continue to do is to work on a trust system, because everything is perfect. We are all part of this beautiful universe, all these universes, and we are playing a big role, because if our place is not filled, the chain of connections will be invalid. And it's all placed in the heart. So what we want to focus on is the love part in the heart. And this love part we place directly from the source in all your inner childs, including your own heart. And these inner child hearts will be filled with love directly from the source. And at the same time, we are going to work on opening the remembrance and abilities of your light language. So this is an activation code for all your light language capabilities in all ways. So that could be light language, writing, painting, dancing, singing, speaking. Anyway, when it's available for you, it will be remembered. And we're going to take away every boundary in all time, space, dimensions, and infinities of all your inner child's experiences of speaking your light language, remembering your light language, and opening up to your light language. And it's connected to your heart, to your solar plexus. Opening up these spaces. Connect you to your original dialect of the galaxy. Opening up all your space in your neck and shoulders for light language. So opening up all this space between the heart, in the throat area. Opening it up in the back of your neck. Opening it up on the front and on the back side of your chest. Letting it flow and remembers in your arms and hands and fingers. So the only thing we can start experiencing now is remembrance, all time and space. So to frame up, all is about love, which is connected in your heart. All is about trust, which is connected in your heart. All is about to understand that we have no expectations, no comparisons. That it's all about to not be distracted, not be seduced. That you have empathy for everything that you have always a half full glass. We activated your light language so you can always speak in any dialect. So my friend Nico, how is it for you?
Wonderful, especially when you were opening up the light language bodies within the throat and the shoulders. I could see that a lot of it, I know it was really meant for Anne, I believe, and I could see it how, but it was also working on us as well too. And I could see how the codes were coming into through the seventh chakra and the back of the neck, and how they were actually coming in and forming themselves. They were coming from a different frequency and transmuting themselves into this world that we're a part of. So it was very interesting to see how that it came like music. It actually comes in like music. It was very beautiful to experience this.
I was singing.
It was singing, yes.
No, it was singing, and then that's for me. I was singing for while on mute. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was like a symphony.
And as we started with when Anne-Marie was talking, and Anne-Marie, you can unmute so that you can reply if you want to. But in the beginning, Anne-Marie was always, if you're not ready, it doesn't come. But everybody is ready at this moment for remembrance, and then it will be the experience of what kind of boundaries there are. So that would be interesting to see what is holding you back. Everybody has different experiences in that, but I still believe that every part of all these experiences is playing for everybody. So even if you remember, you don't start speaking in the open, or you don't start doing something, there are many, many ways which can hold you back in expressing your light language. The unfortunate thing is that you are now activated, and that there will be at certain moments it will come. And my invitation is that you will embrace that moment, even if it's a really unexpected moment. And when you do that, it will help you. It will help you heal. It will help you open up even more, because then the frequencies, as Nico was explaining, will get even deeper into your systems. And you don't need to compare, because everybody does it on its own way, on its own time. And you just have to go back to the trust system that everything is perfect. You have the abilities. All your abilities are ready. And the more you get, it's for me, it shows up like a pillar of light. As the more as you are standing in the middle of your pillar of light, in trust, everything can be opened up to you. As long as we keep up in our minds and egos and thinking things, we are blocking the abilities of opening up. So it's getting really, really into the trust system. Nico?
I would like to add something with the last one you were doing, just so it can be a little bit explained a little bit more from my side. Maybe this might help a little bit. When you were going into trust in that space itself, a being showed up, okay? And this being showed up within space. What is actually going into your space? And the being itself held the door open, held the door open, held the door open, and it was trust. So that means that us itself, it was showing me, at least for me, that you want to enter that place of trust that Robert's talking about. Enter into that space. That space is a room. That space, you own that room. That is that being that Robert is talking about. Close that door. Stay within the room of trust. And then as you experience that room with it closed of trust itself, make sure that throughout the day itself, you haven't left the room. Because as beings itself, with so much entertainment coming through us, we're always like ping pong balls, in, out, happy, hungry, sexual, needing something, money, this, that. We're always going back and forth. And then are we in the room again, or have we left the room again? So it's really owning those rooms. Like each one of us creates rooms. We create rooms of trust. We create rooms of love. We create rooms of safety. We create rooms of where all those energies are. Which ones are we entering, and which ones are we locking, closing that door, and making sure we're not coming out of them? So our responsibility is to take self-responsibility for how we feel at all times throughout the day. Nico, how are you feeling now? Are you in this space? Am I in the right space, in the wrong space? Which room am I in? I'm in fear. Oh, okay. Do I want to stay in this room, or do I go into the room of feeling strong, where I really like myself? Close that door. Take that responsibility. So that's what it's being. When you were bringing this being was showing me. Enter this space. Lock the door if you wish to be in.
It's when I talk about decisions. You can decide your own. You have your own choice. This is a beautiful example what Nico gave. So this is emphasizing that you can decide yourself. And when you start opening up to the trust, it's just opening your heart completely. It's opening up to what is, and understand that everything is perfect. Your higher self will never let you down. It's only our belief systems holding us down. Everything is already there. There is no lack. It's only our belief system that there is lack. There is no, all these clouds of BS. You just let them go and pass. And it's easier said than done, because if you are attached to all these clouds, then you have to let them go again. So that you have to disconnect what Lex was telling us. Disconnect to these thoughts, disconnect to the feelings. And you have to work on that. And that's making choices of disconnection, which are beautifully done by Lex. So I hope that this is a very interesting session for everybody. I believe it's very powerful. I could see that Kooten was really light languaging on. So maybe, are there any barriers for you now?
I'm I'm a little ashamed.
Okay, so it's okay. We don't push it. It's okay. But I could see when you were muted that you was really rock and rolling.
The pirate also came honest.
So invite the pirate also to come in a group. Not now, next time.
Next time, yeah.
And Marie, I didn't speak to you really because you were busy with other things. I hope it was an interesting session for you.
Very,
okay.
Very good.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of really loud horns. It was amazing. Did you hear that? Never before has it been so clear. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's gonna happen.
Apparently this session that we're having was being played in my car in the front yard. So the whole street just had a session with Robert Van Kooten. At 3 o'clock, at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Are you serious? This is a great
now
promotion.
my neighbours know what I'm up to.
That's just funny.
Oh, so funny.
That happened for a reason.
Anyway, my husband toppled out there half asleep and came in and said, your session is going on in the car very loud. Then I'm like, is that what it is? I don't know how to fix it. So he's kindly brought me a little speaker. Anyway, back to business. So thanks for that. Yes, in the session, the waterfall was beautiful. That was a really nice gift of thought, because I can use that. I think I was struggling with visuals, not that you necessarily need them, but they do help me a lot. So the waterfall was great, and I'll reuse that time and time again, because I felt a good. It was enjoyable. It was pleasant. It was like a big shower, bubble bath, cleansing, and all of that. I did feel something. I felt relaxed, and I felt bliss. And yeah, I trusted it. So trust has definitely been an issue, because of all of the negativity. Yeah, now, can you still hear me? Now my battery's going to die.
No, we still hear you.
Yeah. Because of all the negativity around at the moment, and I'm sort of sitting here in Australia, and I'm the only person that is interested in this, not my family or anybody else like that. So I haven't really got anybody here to converse with about any of this sort of stuff.
But you can with all of us.
Except for all of you guys,
Yeah.
which is bad. And anyway, so so trust is definitely something when I sort of start to doubt, there's doubt. It's like when they say, when everything begins with just what are the words that you guys use? It's like when you start out and you sort of like use your own discretion. I probably use a bit too much, so and then I'm like, is this really happening? Is this really happening? And then I'm like, yeah, it is. And then I'm like, maybe none of it's real, none of it's true. But
Nothing is real.
There's too much. There's too many people out there whom I've loved and admired for 40 years of my life who are awakening. So it cannot be not true. So there you go. Trust is it. You nailed it. And yeah, thank you for that. It was really, really good. Really good. And my neighbours, thank you all too. Thank you very much.
Right, and maybe they're awakening now. Literally.
I'll get a donation off them tomorrow, Robert. Don't worry about it.
At least you understand what they were what woke them up.
They'll probably all be running around the streets doing light language, and I'll be like, "What?"
They don't understand it, but they were activated. Oh, beautiful! Thank you, Anne. Anna, you okay?
Yeah, I'm great.
All needed was done.
Yes.
Okay, super. Okay, Lex.
What I feel right now actually is, and that has been since it stopped actually, the night language, is that before I was keeping this hand here, but it was more like you told me so. And now I'm feeling like I'm hugging myself.
Oh, beautiful.
And really
wow. I can feel that, Lex. Beautiful. Yeah, no words needed. Keep on doing this. Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. So this gives me goosebumps. Beautiful. I would really love to thank you all. Next week at the same time, we're doing the same thing, maybe with other people, maybe with the same group. You are all part of a tribe, and it's the people who are awakened, and not only awakened, but start understanding how to be like we are. And there's always, if you need connections, you can always connect. Be open to that. If there's any big cloud of BS coming and you don't understand it's BS, just reach out. And I hope to see you soon again. And I'm only because my friend in Toronto and Victoria now is still there. I'm asking him to stay a little bit longer. For the rest, thank you very, very much. I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Hope to see you soon, maybe next week, otherwise soon. And I'm really curious, and Marie, what happens with your neighbors?
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Love you all. Thank you very
Love
much.
you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.